Welcome back to Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and we're going to talk about 4 of our penny stocks on our explosive penny stock watch list because I know there's a lot of eyes on these specific stocks. So we're going to go over that right now. First stock we're going to be looking at here is Humble on the 30-minute time frame. And so Humble was down 6%. The whole OTC market was red. Most stocks in general were red. We closed below our 50 SMA, but now we are back in our trading channel. So with Humble, there should be no reason to be fearful just yet. We are still in this pattern. And remember, we did have a duration of this pattern till about April 9th, April 12th. And from that point on, we would either get a move to the upside or to the downside. And so right now, because we are below our 50 SMA, we could start to see some pressure to the downside, but we will see if bulls hold this line. I believe this level at 290 is a nice support level. We've built a very strong level of support here at 290, you could see. And so if you get back to this level, I see that as a very nice buying opportunity again. And so even though we are below our 50 SMA, nothing has really changed here on a fundamental basis or a technical basis. If the overall markets continue to go down, Humble will be affected, but on a company specific basis, companies that actually have something going for them will bounce back a lot faster than companies that are just built on hype. And so because Humble actually has working products and they're actually achieving a lot of stuff within their business, this is going to be a quick bounce back stock if the markets continue to go down. However, we can't say that just yet. Until we break this level of support, we are still going to maintain our price channel here on Humble, and we will get a better sense of what's going to happen at this level. And so right now with Humble, we are just waiting patiently. If we see prices at these levels, I would be loading up. And so overall, we were down 6.12% today here on Humble. Next stock that we're looking at here is Social Life Network, ticker symbol WDLF. And so we were down 5.19% here today. I did watch the podcast that Social Life Network had. And so in that podcast, I actually liked a lot of stuff that I was hearing. This is a company that continues to get business from companies that want to grow and learn and have a sense of direction to IPO their specific business. They have a lot of different niches. They talked about race car and NASCAR being one of the up and coming ones that they are going to start to develop. And as of right now, they have 3 companies that are in that pre-IPO stage, MJ Link being at the top of the list, should IPO sometime this year. And then you have Hunt Post at the same time, could potentially squeeze an IPO this year as well. And so overall, if you're looking at Social Life Network as a trade or investment, there's a lot of good news that is going to come out on this stock as time passes on. And so these short-term swings should not fear you with this specific stock, because you know that this company is in the best position they've ever been before. And so their financing agreements are way better than any previous contracts that they've had before. Getting 15% stake of any one of their companies that IPO, and then also getting 5% of their revenue. Also, all debt that is owed to Social Life Network usually gets done before the company IPOs. And so Social Life Network doesn't really take on too much liability, yet they have stakes in a lot of these companies, which is a pretty good business model. And over time, if they have a whole bunch of companies under their business and under their incubation, this is going to be a company that yields a very healthy return with very low risk. And so right now we are at the early stages of this type of development. And so at these prices, I don't think you can go wrong at all long term with WDLF. I personally at these levels continue to buy, and I will continue to buy these because this is a stock that I personally believe the long-term outlook, and at the prices we're trading at, simple knowledge and common sense tells me that when you have a good stock with a lot of good news on the horizon, chances are the stock price should go higher in the long term. And so these short-term swings aren't something that people should be too worried about. If you can't stomach the volatility, I really don't know what to tell you. This is what the market is. But with this one, we closed below 50. We got rejected right here. However, we did hold our wedge level of support here. And so overall, again, we are still waiting maybe one more day. We could trade sideways here, but we should start to see bigger and stronger moves either up or down past this point here on April 8th. We can't jump to conclusions just yet. If the market drops, this will drop with it. However, because this company actually has a basis of what they're doing, they should bounce back faster than a lot of spec plays that have zero revenue and have zero products in general. And lastly, I wanted to show you guys the RSI. So the RSI here on the daily time frame, I've been kind of tracking it, and I've put this upward trend line here just so you guys have a better sense of what this stock has been doing. We have been on a healthy uptrend since this point, and right now we are sitting on support. And so if we break down past this point, then our uptrend would be broken here on WDLF. However, this has been a very strong uptrend, and if we start to build off of this, this will continue its trajectory. And so again, very healthy uptrend. We really need to hold this level of support, and that would coincide with us holding our wedge. And so everything kind of really makes sense here with WDLF. If we get some good news, we start to go up, our RSI will start to go up, we will continue our uptrend, and then we will also start to break out of our wedge. Next stock of the day, we're looking at IGEN on the daily time frame. So IGEN was up almost 10%, one of the only stocks that were green. And so if we kind of just look at the price action here, our MACD could potentially be curling. And so the interaction I am looking forward to is the one on our signal line. If we get rejected by our signal line, then I believe we will be touching these levels of support, less than a penny. However, if we do cross over, that would be extremely bullish, but we still have to see what happens at this point. If we get rejected, it does not look good, and we should continue on this uptrend, and that should take a longer time for us to break out. And so overall with IGEN, everything still looks pretty good. We still have good news coming out of IGEN. Nothing has changed fundamentally, except the business has gone better than it's ever been before. And so I do expect IGEN in the long term to yield very nice returns. And so at these prices, you can't go wrong buying. However, I would patiently be waiting to average down. You guys know I did end up buying while we were forming our handle. I did not cut my losses, so I am down here on IGEN, and I will continue to average down if we reach any level below a penny. And so at that point, I will be just going balls to the wall with this stock. Last but not least, we're going to look at High Tide on the 30-minute time frame. So with High Tide, I watched their interview today with Raj, and so a lot more good news. This guy is extremely confident in himself. He has over a decade of experience building the cannabis industry up in Canada. And so what he basically says, to sum up everything, is that his experience in the Canadian market and in the Canadian industry, all the lessons that he has learned, should make the transition to the United States a lot easier, a lot smoother, and a lot quicker. He also mentions the competition in Canada and how competitive the markets are and how hard it is to actually become profitable in this space. And he has now achieved that for the last 4 quarters here on High Tide. And so he does expect that to transition over once they start to make more acquisitions in the United States. He also did mention that we should be looking forward to more acquisition news. He couldn't mention any specific details, but he did say information should be coming out soon. And so the fact that he's letting us know that there's more acquisitions that they are making, if they're in the United States and they're in the EU, that is looking extremely bullish overall. And so if you're just looking at it pretty straightforward, this company has a check mark in Canada. They are dealing with everything they need to deal with here. And Raj mentions that the cannabis sector is still in its infant stages. And if we're getting a company that's already profitable, has a lot of these brick and mortar shops ready to go, and they're going to continue to expand and make money, this is an opportunity that you can't really get anywhere else. Like, these are opportunities as investors, business people, to understand that this is going to be a solid company in a very new era. And so to get an opportunity like this is very rare. And I think a lot of people might be looking over High Tide right now, which I don't think they should. But on a technical level, we did close above our 50 SMA. But again, nothing to worry about. We did expect to trade back in this wedge. This wedge does go until about April 22nd, so we do expect High Tide to kind of hover and trade sideways until then. There you guys have it. This was a quick little update on 4 of the stocks on our penny stock watch list. These 4 are probably my 4 favorite stocks on our watch list, and in all 4 of these, I do have a position, and so I might be slightly biased when I say that, but on the short-term level, they have extremely promising technical setups. with a lot of foundational company specific news that should catapult these higher in the medium to long term. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. We are on the road to 10K subs, so if you made it to this point, feel free to hit that subscription button. This is Dummy Boy Finance. I'm Dummy Boy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.